What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about two topics that have generated from the latest episode of the season 6 reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, we're going to be talking about just my thoughts on whether or not, I think Arionne and Martell are married. And then I want to talk about Melody and Martell's exchange, where Melody said that, she whooped his behind one night, and his reaction. Okay, we're going to get into all of that. All right, now before we do, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it is so symbolic of real life relationships in our community. That's why we can just talk, all the time about the show. And then if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. Okay. So the first topic we're going to talk about is whether or not Arionne and Martell are married. Now, I know that this has been a discussion for the past nearly 3 days now, and it is because of something that was said by Marceau in the midst of Melody and Martell having an exchange. Now, before I play the soundbite, I do want to point out that the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these soundbites are allowed for criticism, and everything that I'm saying is my opinion and alleged. All right, let's get into it.
Telling the world right now that you're still in love with Melody, you feel Melody would take that and run with it? Or bury you with the truth?
Yeah. No.
Or then you get in trouble with your wife.
There you go. Thanks, Marcel.
What was that, Marcel?
Who is his wife?
Are you in a relationship right now with the child's mother?
No, I'm not. I'm single.
Does she think you're in a relationship?
Marcel is hell today.
He's lying.
Oh, what? You think they're in a relationship?
I do. Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because when my kids are there, she's there almost every day.
Does it hurt you that she's around your children?
It does not hurt me, no. More than anything, I go into protective mode. Like, I'm never going to trust someone who adored my family setup so much that they work their ass off to come between it. Of course, with the help of him, but still.
Our children are perfectly fine.
Like I said, for me, knowing that they are around someone who has said such nasty and vile things about their mother and about...
Okay, first of all, Martell is such a trip. When Melody was talking about how he has the side chick around her kids almost every day when they're over his house, he was like, our kids are perfectly fine. Oh, but she has 20 babysitters. Then the number was reduced down to 11, and you're making it seem like Melody is putting your kids in, harm's way by having all these babysitters. The most ridiculous thing that you've ever heard. Speaking engagements where she's taken all 4 with her and posted it on her IG stories to let you know and the world know that she can certainly handle her 4 kids even while traveling on business. But anyway, so in the middle of that exchange, Marceau said, he didn't want to get in trouble with his wife. And he mumbled it, but everyone on the stage heard because Melody said, thank you, Marceau. And some of the viewers thought that Marceau let it, quote unquote, slip out that they were married. I do not think that Arionne and Martell are married. This is Marceau that we're talking about. I think that he was definitely being sarcastic. I think that he was, trying to tease Martell because they all know that Arionne is ghetto, in my opinion. And so if he's saying she has a ghetto wife, that would be funny to Marceau. Plus, we see where Martell tries not to claim Arionne on camera. When he says he does not, Carlos asked him, do you have a relationship with the child's mother? And he said, no, I'm single. So Marceau is being sarcastic when he says that. I don't think that it was a Freudian slip. I think that that was just Marceau trying to make a joke. Not so much that she's the wife, but, Melody said it. She is convinced that they're in a relationship. Another reason why I'm convinced that Arionne and Martell are not married is that pretty much he has weighed out the pros and cons of marrying Arionne. Now, if she does nag him about them taking their relationship to the next level, he probably thinks, well, if I marry her, she'll stop nagging me about getting married. And then he probably fantasizes about, oh, if we get married, maybe I can make Melody jealous. And we all know that Melody ain't thinking about that fool. She is just thanking God every day that she is no longer in that marriage, no longer in that situation. If the two of them got married, I'm sure Melody would think they deserve each other 100%. And then I think Martell might think if he were to marry her, then perhaps he could advocate for her to come on the show just so that they can generate more income for their household. But then there is the con side to marrying Arionne. And when I try to step inside the mindset of Martell Holt, it is a very difficult challenge. I think to myself, he probably thinks, shoot, she's going to depend on me to help pay her bills, because especially the way he thinks he's so chauvinistic and antiquated. If he's going to say he's the man of the house, well, Negro, here are these bills. Here's the mortgage, the utilities, the insurance. Do you? Okay. So he may think, well, I don't want that responsibility because it's going to be all on me. She doesn't have a ton of money coming in every month to pay the bills. And then he probably thinks, but if I marry her and she's the side chick, I really won't have a chance to get back with Mel. And that second con right there is what you call delusion, okay, at best. Delusion for sure. But in his mind, he probably still fantasizes about getting back with Melody, which in my opinion, that's just like stalker, just like a huge red flag. You know what I'm saying? Even not just in this situation, but with any dude, like, that harasser on the job, that, they're just going to always, every now and then, every few months, see if you've changed your stance and you might be interested. That's what that gives. So he probably thinks, well, no, if I marry Arionne, I really won't have a chance to get back with Melody. And then, he probably thinks, well, no, everybody knows she's ghetto. If I marry her, she'll embarrass me. She'll act like the full-blown peasant, like what I called her to Dr. Francis. Now, if Arionne was like an engineer down at NASA in Alabama, or if she worked in pharmaceutical sales or a nurse, and she could pay her own mortgage and utilities, keep her own roof over her head, then he would seriously consider marrying her. But the cons just really outweigh the pros because, she would be depending on him. And he's still trying to get himself together financially. So no, I totally do not believe that Arionne and Martell are married. I think that Marceau was just being sarcastic. So then I want to talk about an exchange between Melody and Martell during the part 2 episode of the reunion, and something that Melody said, and then Martell's response to it. And here we go.
Go to the page. Go to the page when my attorney you find it. When my attorney asks you, please go to the page. That's not the transcript. That's not the transcript. The transcript when the clerk typed when my attorney asked you, it's called the transcript. Oh, man.
You're such a liar.
I'm not a liar because I'll not go pay for the transcript and prove that you are by the time this airs. Yeah, it's okay. My attorney asked, yes, he said it's business.
This is
And see, even the fact those papers he have printed for you are the same papers he was sending to bloggers to talk about our children's court cases. That's a disgrace to me.
We gonna talk about
you are the lowest of the low of the scum of this earth.
Now, Martell, I have to lie.
The footage.
liar.
Martell.
Martell.
Never.
Make me look horrible out here. Make me look horrible on TV. Make me look horrible as your mom.
You're disgusting. I've never discussed on television nor on the internet.
Okay.
You have.
We're moving on. No. No more conversation. I'm so happy you two are moved on from each other.
Yes, God.
And
See how toxic it was in the house?
we are on it.
Oh, yes, it was. Oh, yes, it was.
Stop.
That's why I beat your ass that time.
No.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so we'll be right back with more Love and Marriage Hospital when we return.
And let a man say something like that. Let a man say something like that.
Okay. So I even saw a post where the question was posed like, can abuse be a two-way street? After that was expressed during the part two reunion. And in my opinion, that's conflating subjects. That is, there is abuse, then there's like if a couple both were abusing each other, and then there is this particular former couple in this particular situation. And I'm just convinced, and people can call me slanted, biased, whatever. Months ago I made a video about saying, yeah, some content creators are going to have their favorites. They're going to be slanted towards someone. That's normal. Even in news, political news, you have Fox News, you have MSNBC. They are slanted in the direction that they believe in, and that's just how it's always going to be. And you can make your choice to which network you want to watch and which stories they report, which one of those you want to watch. So I am pro Melody, and I say that proudly, and I say that in perfect peace. Okay, so I don't believe that she was abusing Martell. I think that he tried to manipulate her for years and tried to, control her mind so that he could cheat and be disrespectful in the marriage. And it sounds like one night she had a blow up, she was fed up, and she let him know in the physical sense. And she did say it at the reunion, and Martell's response was, what if a man said that? What if a man said that? Very, very chauvinistic, like he must think, women get away with things, or, women have all these freedoms or advantages over men, and that's not the case. He has to look at things in a true lens and not always take things to twist it to his advantage. We just earlier heard the soundbite, in the reunion, he said, 11 babysitters, when last year, a few years ago, it was 20 babysitters. He's throwing these numbers out there. I guess he finally learned, a light bulb went off, that 20 babysitters is ridiculously unrealistic. So now he's reduced it to 11. So stupid. Now you look even dumber than you did when you were saying 20 babysitters. And now he's like, what if a man said that? What if a man said that? That's just like when you hear people from the mainstream culture, that other persuasion, if they say things like, well, what if a white person said that? It is the same exact mindset. And Martell, this is not a male woman thing or a discussion of sexism. This is about your particular former marriage, where there was a night where she was fed up, I'm saying allegedly, according to what she said. And, she let you know that she was fed up in the physical sense. And so, no, you can't go around saying that, you beat a woman's A. Absolutely not. But this is more of an isolated event, in my opinion. And it is not evidence or any sort of indication that he was abused. My goodness. Okay. But I definitely wanted to talk about those two subjects because I felt like they were important. And I wanted to, definitely play those sound bites and get into them a little bit. So thank you so much for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you. And I will talk with you all soon. Take good care. And tomorrow's Wednesday. It is going to be a wonderful Wednesday. I hope you had a good day today. If you did not, tomorrow will be much, much better. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.